Hello and welcome to the Learn and Talk English podcast.
We're here to help you speak English naturally, just like a native.
If you've ever felt your English sounds too formal or stiff, you're not alone.
Today we'll show you how to add real-life expressions to your conversations.
These are phrases you won't always find in textbooks, but they make your English sound relaxed and authentic. By the end, you'll understand movies, songs, and everyday chats much more easily. Let's get started and make your English sound natural. Here's what's ahead. We'll teach you 10 real-life English expressions. We'll explain what they mean and give you examples you can use right away. Next, we'll act out a short, natural conversation using these phrases. You can listen, read along, and even practice speaking with us. After that, we'll share our top tips for sounding more natural, like using contractions and matching your tone. Finally, we'll wrap up with a quick quiz to test what you've learned. Our goal? To boost your confidence and help you speak English with ease. Ready? Let's dive in. Let's start with some everyday expressions you'll hear all the time. No worries, use this instead of you're welcome or it's okay. What have you been up to? A friendly way to ask what someone's been doing lately. How's it going? A casual greeting, more relaxed than how are you? I get it shows you understand or relate to someone's situation. For example, if a friend is late, just say, no worries. Or if you see someone you haven't met in a while, hey, what have you been up to? These phrases make your English sound friendly and real. Try them out in your next conversation. Let's keep going. Now let's talk about showing agreement and excitement. You bet, an enthusiastic way to say yes. Sounds good, agreeing to a plan or suggestion. Fair enough. Accepting someone's reason even if you don't fully agree. I'm down, slang for I'm in, or I'd like to join. For example, if someone asks, pizza tonight? You can say sounds good, or a new movie? I'm down. These phrases make you sound positive and engaged. Use them to keep conversations lively. Let's look at phrases for making plans and ending chats smoothly. Catch you later, a casual way to say goodbye. Let's play it by ear. Decide as you go, no fixed plan. I should get going, a polite way to say you need to leave. Let's touch base, check in or discuss something later, often at work. For example, it's late, I should get going, catch you later. Or, not sure what to do? Let's play it by ear. These expressions help you sound natural in any situation. Try them next time you make plans or say goodbye. On to our last set. Here are phrases to show you're listening and interested. I'm all ears means you're ready to listen. I see shows you understand. That makes sense when someone's explanation is clear. Tell me more, invite someone to keep talking. For example, if a friend says, I have news, reply, I'm all ears. Or, oh I see, that makes sense. These phrases build connection and keep conversations flowing. Use them to show you care about what others are saying. Let's wrap up with some quick tips and a quiz. Let's cover a few more versatile expressions that will add a friendly and casual touch to your English. The first one is, my bad. This is a very informal way to admit a small mistake. For instance, if you accidentally bump into someone, you could say, oh my bad. Next, let's look at no big deal. It minimizes the importance of a problem to reassure the other person. If a friend spills water, you could say, don't worry about it, it's no big deal. Another fantastic phrase is, anytime. This is a warm response to someone thanking you, implying you are happy to help. For example, if you help a coworker and they say thank you, you can respond with a smile and say, anytime. Finally, we have I'm beat. This means I'm extremely tired. After a long day, you might say, let's just order takeout tonight, I'm beat.
Oh, no worries at all. I wasn't even ready to order yet. In this first part, you heard us use how's it going as a casual greeting. Then I asked, what have you been up to inquire about Mark's recent life. And when Mark thought he might have cut in line, I used no worries to show that it was not a problem at all. Notice how these phrases make the initial interaction feel very relaxed and friendly. Now that you're familiar with those expressions, it's time to see them in action. Mark and I are going to role-play a short conversation to demonstrate how these phrases can be woven into a natural, everyday chat. Imagine two friends meeting up for a coffee. As we go through the dialogue, you'll see the text on the screen. The special expressions we taught you earlier will be highlighted so you can easily spot them. Are you ready? Let's begin the dialogue. Exactly. A comedy sounds like a better plan. Mark used sounds good to agree. He showed understanding by saying, fair enough and I get it. These phrases show empathy and acknowledge someone's point of view, essential for positive conversations.
Ha! Fair enough. I get it. Those movies can be really intense.
We'll probably pick a comedy.
Playing it by ear sounds good to me. I'm not a huge fan of horror movies.
When I mentioned my book idea, Mark showed his interest by saying, "Tell me more and I'm all ears." This encourages someone to share. When I invited him to the cinema, he showed his enthusiasm with "You bet." I also used play it by ear to describe our flexible plans.
Oh, that sounds like fun. You bet I'd love to join.
Hey, a few of us are thinking of going to that new outdoor cinema on Saturday night. Are you free?
A new book? That's amazing. You have to tell me more later. I'm all ears.
In that final part, I used the phrase "I should get going" to signal it was time to leave. This is a polite way to begin your exit. Mark then suggested, "Let's touch base," a friendly way to propose connecting later. When I thanked him, he responded with "Any time," a warm alternative to "You're welcome." Finally, we both used the common farewell, "Catch you later," to say goodbye. We hope seeing these expressions in context has helped you understand them better. Listen to the dialogue a few more times, noticing the rhythm and intonation. Practice makes perfect, and the more you expose yourself, the more natural you'll sound. The key is seeing how these phrases manage an interaction from greeting to goodbye. Think about where you could insert a "no worries" or "sounds good" in your conversations. Start with a few expressions and try to use them this week. The more you practice, the more comfortable you'll become, and soon you'll use them without thinking. Your boss at work will use contractions. News reporters on TV use contractions, and we are using them right now. Embracing them is a key step in bridging the gap between the English you learn in a book and the English that is spoken in the real world every single day.
Don't be afraid that using contractions will make you sound informal or uneducated. This is a common misconception among English learners. While you might avoid them in very formal academic writing, they are completely standard and expected in almost all spoken situations, including professional ones.
When you are rehearsing sentences or talking to a language partner, make a deliberate effort to use contractions like can't, shouldn't, he's, and we've. It's a small change, but it has a huge impact on making your speech sound more authentic and less like a textbook.
So how can you practice this? A great way to start is by consciously identifying contractions when you listen to native speakers. Pay attention in movies, TV shows, and podcasts like this one. Notice how frequently we use them. Then try to incorporate them into your own speaking practice.
It might feel a little strange at first if you're not used to it, but it is a habit that will significantly change how people perceive your fluency.
For example, instead of saying, "I do not think that is a good idea," a native speaker would almost certainly say, "I don't think that's a good idea." Can you hear the difference? The second version is quicker, smoother, and much more common in everyday conversation.
Using contractions will instantly make your English sound less robotic and more relaxed. It helps your sentences flow together more smoothly, creating a more natural rhythm.
Our very first tip, and perhaps one of the most important for sounding natural, is to use contractions. In written English, especially in formal essays or reports, you are often taught to write out full words like "do not," "I will," or "they are." However, in spoken English, native speakers almost always shorten these. We say "don't," "I'll," and "there." This is honestly a fundamental characteristic of conversational speech.
Now that we have covered some brilliant expressions and seen them in a dialogue, let's move on to our speaking tips. These are designed to help you with the overall sound and feel of your English. When you master the stress and intonation patterns of English, native speakers will find it much easier to understand you. So listen for the beat, pay attention to the melody, and start making your English sing.
Remember, this is not about losing your accent, it's about improving your clarity and making your speech more effective.
Don't just focus on the words. Focus on the music. It might feel like you are acting or exaggerating at first, but this exercise is incredibly effective.
A great way to practice this is through a technique called shadowing. Find a short audio clip of a native speaker and then immediately try to repeat it, copying the speaker's rhythm, stress, and intonation as closely as you possibly can.
Pay attention to how native speakers use their tone to convey emotions. Our second tip is all about what we call the music of the language, your tone and rhythm. Learning to speak English naturally is the same journey. Listen actively to the music of the language spoken by native speakers. Collect the phrases and melodies that you like. Then be brave and try to reproduce them yourself. Over time, you won't be just imitating anymore. You will be creating your own unique, fluent, and natural style of speaking English.
Think of it like learning to play a musical instrument. You listen to the masters, you learn the notes, and then you practice until the music flows from you naturally.
Try using no worries the next time someone apologizes for something small. Try saying I'm all ears when a friend wants to tell you something. The more you use these expressions in real-life situations, the more they will become a natural part of your own speech.
After listening and observing, the next step is imitation. This is where you put your learning into practice. Take those phrases you've collected and start using them. The key is to not be afraid of making mistakes. Your first few attempts might feel awkward or unnatural, but that is a normal part of the learning process.
You could even keep a small notebook or a file on your phone where you write down these new, natural-sounding phrases that you hear.
When you hear a new phrase or an interesting expression, don't just let it pass by. Pause and think about it. In what context was it used? What was the speaker's tone of voice? How did it make the conversation feel?
However, passive listening is not enough. You must practice active listening. This means you are not just hearing the words, but you are paying close attention to how things are said.
This means you should listen to as much authentic English as you possibly can. Watch movies without subtitles in your own language, listen to English language music, and of course, follow podcasts for English learners like ours. The more you immerse yourself in the language, the more you will subconsciously pick up its natural flow and vocabulary.
Our final tip today brings everything together. You need to become an active listener and a good imitator. You can learn all the phrases and rules in the world, but the best way to develop a natural speaking style is by absorbing it from the people around you. We've covered a lot of fantastic material today. We've introduced 10 real-life expressions, practiced them in a dialogue, and shared some powerful speaking tips. Now it's time for a mini quiz.
This is a fun, low-pressure way to check your understanding.
We are going to ask you 3 multiple-choice questions. I will read each question and the possible answers aloud. If you're watching, you'll see the questions on the screen.
Here comes the very first question. Your friend suggests getting pizza, which is the best response? A. I comprehend the suggestion. B. Sounds good. Or C. That is acceptable. Okay, let's move on to question number 2. In our cafe conversation, what did I mean when I said we would play it by ear for the cinema? A. We will listen to music on the way there. B. We will decide on the details later. Or C. We will only go if the movie has good sound. Let's check your answers and see how you did. I will explain the correct answers, which will help you remember the concepts. Question 3. Which speaking tip helps you sound more relaxed? A. Using contractions. B. Speaking very slowly. Or C. Avoiding slang. The correct answer is A. Using contractions. Shortening words is fundamental to natural spoken English.
Question 2. What does play it by ear mean? A. We will listen to music. B. We will decide on the details later. Or C. We will only go if the movie has good sound. The correct answer is B. We will decide on the details later, meaning to be spontaneous.
Let's look at question 1. Your friend suggests pizza. You agree. What is the best response? A. I comprehend the suggestion. B. Sounds good. Or C. That is acceptable. The correct answer is B. Sounds good, the perfect friendly response.
It's okay if you didn't get them all right. The most important part is understanding the reasoning. Combining these practical tips with the new expressions you've learned today will have a massive impact on your fluency and confidence. Keep practicing, and you'll be speaking more naturally in no time.
Finally, we shared 3 essential speaking tips to improve your overall sound. Tip number 1 was to embrace contractions like I'm, don't, and it's. Tip number 2 was to focus on the music of English, the stress, rhythm, and tone of your voice. And tip number 3 was to become an active listener and imitator, constantly learning from the native speakers you hear around you.
We recommend listening to that dialogue again, but this time, pay close attention to the flow and rhythm. Notice how the expressions make the chat feel easy and authentic. Try to mimic that flow in your own conversations.
Next, we saw how to use these phrases in our dialogue practice. The key lesson there was context. You saw how a simple conversation, from a greeting like, "How's it going?" to a farewell like, "Catch you later," is held together by these small, functional phrases. They help to manage the flow of the conversation, show emotion, and build a connection between the speakers.
We encourage you to choose 2 or 3 of these expressions this week and make a special effort to use them in your speaking practice. Start small and build your confidence from there.
First, we introduced you to 10 incredibly useful real-life expressions. Remember phrases like, "No worries for saying it's not a problem, I'm all ears to show you're ready to listen, and catch you later for a friendly goodbye." We also covered "you bet," "sounds good," "fair enough, I get it," and "play it by ear," among others. These are the building blocks of natural conversation.
Now, before we wrap up, let's do a very quick review of the most important takeaways from today's episode. We believe that a little bit of repetition is fantastic for your memory. Our main goal today was to help you speak English more naturally, moving beyond the formal language you might have learned from a textbook and into the real world of conversation.
How did you do on the quiz? We hope you found it helpful. Whether you got all 3 correct or learned something new from the answers, you've done a great job just by participating and engaging with the lesson.
From me, Lucy, and from Mark, thank you once again for listening. We look forward to seeing you next time for another lesson designed to help you speak English naturally and confidently. Until then, take care, and as we learned today, catch you later. Goodbye everyone, and happy learning.
Also, don't forget to give this video a like if you found it helpful, and most importantly, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you won't miss our next episode. That's all from us for now. Keep practicing, stay curious, and continue to immerse yourself in the beautiful English language.
If you enjoyed this episode and found it valuable, we would be incredibly grateful for your support. Please take a moment to leave a comment below and let us know which of the expressions we taught today was your favorite, or if there's a particular topic you'd like us to cover in a future episode. Your feedback helps us create the content that you want and need.
We hope the dialogue practice gave you a clear picture of how these elements come together in a real conversation. The key now is to take what you've learned and put it into practice. Don't be afraid to experiment with these new expressions. The more you use them, the more they will become a natural part of your own vocabulary, and you'll find your conversations becoming smoother and more engaging as a result.
Remember, learning a language is a marathon, not a sprint, and every single step you take, like listening to this podcast, brings you closer to your goal of speaking English with ease and natural flair. We've covered a lot today, from essential phrases like "no worries" and "I'm all ears" to the importance of using contractions and matching the rhythm of native speakers.
We sincerely hope that you found this session on real-life expressions and natural speaking tips both helpful and enjoyable. Our mission is always to provide you with practical, effective tools that you can start using right away to improve your confidence and fluency.
And just like that, we've reached the end of episode 45 of the Learn and Talk English podcast. Thank you so much for joining us today and for investing this time in your English language journey.